Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sasha. So I have a date tonight. I haven't had much time to do foundation wear tests lately because I need like 10 hours to do that. So I figured I would shoot a little get ready with me. I just finished curling my hair. For reference, I have acne prone and I have oily skin. Skin wise, my last couple of videos, I was really bragging about how my skin was doing so great, which it really was. I started a new bottle of my face cream and I don't know if it's because it's like brand new, it was like more potent than my old bottle or what, but I like broke out really bad here. Now they're starting to go away. So I'm gonna start out with my foundation. I got my damp sponge. I'm gonna use my Maybelline Superstay shade Porcelain 110. I've been using this a lot lately. I really like it. It's a really good color match for me right now. This has been my go-to foundation for any time I'm like wanting to look nice. Doing a pump. I'm gonna take my setting spray. Oh, all the products I use will be linked in the description as well. LA Girl Pro Matte Setting Spray. That's how I've been using my setting spray lately. Like when you do your makeup and then you do a layer of setting spray at the very end, I don't like using this like that. It's like your texture look worse. So I've just been working it into my liquid foundation. And start bouncing it in. We are going on a hinge date. I have not met this guy in person. Seems pretty cool. He's younger than me. I don't know, we'll see. I used to be one of those girls that would be like, I would never date someone younger than me. Obviously, I would prefer someone who is also like 27 or, you know, in the realm. I like to take other factors into consideration as well. Similar interests. Do we want to do the same things with our lives? Like, I'm gonna spray just my beauty blender and then we're gonna add some more to the cheek area. You know what I've been doing lately actually? Not when I'm like dressing up, but just like on a daily basis. I started doing this out of pure laziness. Started applying foundation with my hands. I don't like dirtying a brush or a beauty sponge every day, and at first I was like, yeah, whatever, then I don't have to clean anything, but my foundation doesn't look quite as good. But now that I've been doing it for like a couple weeks, I'm starting to like putting foundation on with my hands. I don't know, maybe that'll be my new thing. Another life update, I have been wanting to start fake tanning. I've wanted to start fake tanning for like years. I'm gonna get a little bit on my ears because my ears are kind of red for some reason right now. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Fair Warm. I wanted to be a fake tan girl for a while now. I'm scared to start. I need to like start. Like my first one needs to be when I like have nothing going on for the next week, which I don't even know if that's possible. I want to like practice before going to meet people, and I look like an idiot because my fake tan was the first time I ever put fake tan on. I've done spray tans before. I used to, in high school, I would get spray tans for like dances, and I really liked that. Now that I'm 27, I like to be outside, I like to get my vitamin D, but I'm gonna start cracking down on my sunscreen, which honestly, like I've always been someone who wears sunscreen. I grew up, my mom was obsessed with sunscreen. Like one time when I was really little, I went to a friend's house and I was outside all day and I burnt super bad. Oh, I forgot to put my ring light on. We were outside all day, I burnt super bad, and my mom grounded me for getting sunburnt. True story. Hopefully I won't ever get skin cancer because I grew up wearing sunscreen. I'm like a 50-50 with sunscreen. I know plenty of people who just never wear sunscreen. Like they don't like wearing sunscreen. And I've always been someone to wear sunscreen. My fault. I'll wear like an SPF 8 or a 10 so I can still tan. You know, now that I'm in my later 20s, I don't want to say late 20s. Every year I'm like, okay, next year I'll be in my late 20s. Okay, next year I'll be in my late 20s. Now I'm 27. I'm like, nah, 28 or 29 is your late 20s. There's nothing wrong with your skin aging. Like obviously that's natural and we should embrace it, but I'd like to wear sunscreen to prevent unnecessary aging. Which, by the way, I was like out at the bar on my birthday. My sister would tell people it was my birthday. They'd ask me how old I was, I would have them guess, and majority of people thought I was 23. I was like, all right, I'll take that. Some guys were convinced I was 19. I'm 27. I am setting my foundation down with Coty Airspun right now, by the way. And I'm just gonna take a hint of my JCat Aquassurance Powder Foundation in shade Porcelain, just to add a tiny bit more coverage around my chin area where I have some healing acne. Oh my gosh, I didn't film any videos while my skin was breaking out really bad because I just was busy. Like yesterday, it just like started to clear up. Let's warm up the face. I have this like loose powder. Use it as a bronzer. Bronze a little. Warm up the face again. Oh, here's my outfit, by the way. We have this sweater. It's cold out today, so, and then I always do this. It's like a longer, it goes probably like down to here, so I tucked it up into my bra all the way around to make it a little crop. We got some high-waisted jeans, so they got some rips in them. Then I would probably wear my Vans. I have some black Vans. Being in your like mid to late 20s is interesting because so many people are at like different stages in their lives. I'm single, just casually dating. Yeah, I'm just enjoying like dating a little. But then I have like friends, 2 friends that are pregnant right now. One is already married and one is going to get married. I have one friend that's divorced, which is good. She needed to get divorced. But you have other people, like people are just all over the board in their 20s. It's easy to get caught up in like, oh, I was talking to one of my best friends about how like in your 20s you feel so much pressure to keep up with the Joneses. It's almost like a race, like who can buy the house first, who can get married first, who can have a kid first. As we're talking about how like it's easy to get caught up in that, especially in the age of social media. People are posting their accomplishments and their milestones, which is great. Obviously those are all super exciting things, but it can be really hard in your 20s to just remember to like stay in your lane and know that your journey, like everybody's journey is different, everybody's timing in their life is different, and like that's cool. That's what makes life interesting. Okay, I'm going to now contour. This contour that I'm using is discontinued, so I won't be able to link this in the description. I'm gonna have to buy a new one at some point. What time is it? I have 2 hours. Now I'm gonna do blush. I'm gonna use this Ciate blush in Date Night. I really like this blush. It's very like glowy. My blush brush that I had been using for years, I washed it and it just like fell apart as I was washing it. Like the bristles just like fell out. I'm gonna take some blush down my nose. Look how pretty this blush is. I love it. Prime my eyelids. Dab that around. Video on this e.l.f. Plus matte blotting mist, so you can use this like in place of a blotting sheet. I've been using it more lately. I really like it. I watched some reviews on YouTube of people who didn't really care for it. I kind of figured out you really have to shake it up really, really good before you use it, because otherwise it will just like spray white stuff all over because it has like kaolin clay in it. Sometimes when you go on a blotting sheet, you have to like use your hand and it can push your makeup around. I don't know. I'm a blotting sheet addict, so I'm pretty good at using them at this point and like knowing when to use them. On days I want my makeup to kind of look the same, I don't want to risk pushing it around, it's nice to use that blotting mist. But you also can't use too much of it. I used too much of it one day and then it just kind of like my skin got super dry and then my makeup started like flaking. I'm just taking like a tan transition shade right now and just literally putting it everywhere. But I want to do like something simple-ish. I think I'm just going to take a hint of my bronzer, work that into the crease, darkish brown, work that into the outer V, and kind of like blend that into the crease as well. All right, here's how we're looking eyeshadow-wise. Buff out the edges a little bit more. Light pink highlighter. I'm gonna grab it with my finger. Reinforce that darker outer V. Take my darker brown color and just put a little bit on the outside corner of the lower lash line. I'm gonna do a dark brown liquid eyeliner today. I have realized, obviously, majority of people are more mature, wise when they're 30 compared to when they're 20, but it's like a scale of their own maturity. Compare guys, like there's definitely guys that are in their mid-20s that are more mature than someone in their late or early 30s. That's not always the case, obviously. There's some whack jobs out there too, especially like if you're on dating apps. Some of the guys in their like late 20s and 30s, like I don't know what happened to them. The stuff they write on dating apps, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're like 30 and this is what you're writing on a dating app. They say like creepy or gross things, or they make like sexual jokes when they just start talking to you, and it's like, ugh, stop. Like, have you not learned by now what is socially acceptable and what's not? Okay, so I was just filling in my eyebrows with dark brown eyeshadow. By the way, I didn't say that, I don't think. Let's highlight a little bit, like white shimmery shade from my L'Oreal LA palette Nude 2. Do the inner corner for sure. Highlight my nose, the brow bone, add a hint right here. I kind of like to drag it up like this. I like to highlight the cupid's bow too. I'll put some Aquaphor on my lips. Time for mascara. Is that the last thing? This is an Estee Lauder mascara. I all of a sudden just got kind of nervous for the date. I like wasn't nervous at all until just now. Not that nervous. I don't get that nervous for dates, even like first dates. I have faith in myself that, you know, I can find stuff to talk about with people. Also, I've never been on a date that just went terrible, like ever. All right, you guys, I think I'm done with my makeup. Probably take some selfies, mentally prepare. I'm not gonna drink or anything beforehand because we're going to get a drink. So if I drink beforehand, that's a recipe for drunk Sasha. And we don't need to be full on drunk on a first date. Zhuzh up the hair. Here's the look, people. Here's a close-up of the eye look. This is it. Wish me luck. You know, maybe I'm gonna meet my future husband tonight. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I go into dates with zero expectations. I would recommend, like, if you're single and you're just dating, go into dates as just an opportunity to meet someone new. Maybe, like, you guys click and you go on some more dates, but also maybe not. Just have fun with it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I feel like I've heard people say, like, oh, first dates are so awkward, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be, though. That's my advice to you. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell so you get a notification every time I post a video. I will see you in my next video. Wish me luck on my date. Peace out. Bye.